Never mind. Now, okay. The whole thing goes. The future's not set. There's no fate but what we make for ourselves.
She intends to change the future.
There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. Terminator 2 Judgement Day. This line was uttered in a deleted scene in the first Terminator film, but became a central theme in the second film, where it is all about destroying the big baddie and rewriting the future. A very good film, I must say, but today I'll only be critically exploring the quote in the film and see how we can apply it into our own lives. This is Quoting Quotes, and I am your host, Lord Eredor. In this video series, I will be presenting and examining peculiar and famous or infamous quotes from different people, genres, medias, and circumstances, and see what we can learn from them. It is undeniable that fate is an abstract concept, one marred with uncertainty. It is almost always depressing to know that we are fated to be in whatever situation that we are currently in. A notion that can beset us on the path of anxiety and one for the things that we always long for but can never truly achieve. This is especially so when we put ourselves in a category known as dark fate, whenever it is that we find ourselves in a very bad or undesirable situation. But really, are we all fated to whatever it is that we currently find ourselves in? Is there no way for us to change our own fate, for not just our own benefit, but for the benefit of all? It would seem that fate puts us in our place and decides our life for us. And it is true that there are certain things which are completely out of our control, but it is also true that there are some things which we can do to actually change our own fates. Most of us will just give up the notion of change or even self-betterment, and then just accept whatever condition or situation that we find ourselves in as being fated, never really realizing that fate is what we make and not fate making who we are, and never really realizing our own potential for betterment. There are actually many things we can do to change our own fate, even though sometimes it might actually involve changing who we are. Our future is not written in stone. Our future is not set. It doesn't take a lot of effort to really realize what we want for ourselves unless we ourselves do not have the will to do what is necessary to realize what we want for ourselves and our future. It is a common misunderstanding to think that matter precedes over consciousness and not the other way around, as in consciousness preceding over matter. Our will is what makes us, and not fate deciding on what we will do or what we have. To think along the lines of fate that we are beset upon is a rather bleak, pessimistic and defeatist point of view, and it is definitely not something which is very healthy for our mentality and mental state. It isn't very difficult to have a more positive outlook on the situation we find ourselves in our life. All we need to do is to decide on what we want, focus on it, and through a conscious effort, will our fate to be whatever it is we desire it to be. No change is to be had if we ourselves do not make some sacrifices and adjustments to our life. It is not easy because what is possible is never always easy. Positive change only comes when we look at things positively and see what is there in the life we find ourselves in that we can use to change the fate that we think is beset upon us. The future is not set. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. At its core, this line teaches us that we can take up the challenge before us to do what's best for ourselves, no matter what situation we find ourselves in, and decide our own fate. I hope you did take something positive from this short video. Tell me what you think. Is there anything I missed out? Are there any requests for quotes that you would like me to talk about? Please do comment below. If you like this video, Please share it with your friends and do consider leaving a like on this video and subscribe to this channel for more quoting quotes. This is Lord Eredor. Be good and kind and positive to each other.